Dr. Pritika Shetty, consultant gynecologist from Motherhood Hospital, Kharadi, Pune. Today we are going to talk about polycystic ovarian disease or PCOS, which is widely prevalent now in almost 10% of the women. It means out of 10 women, one person is suffering from polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now, to talk about PCOS, there are so many things to discuss, but I thought today we will talk basically on treatment or how to cure it and how to get out of it and to get a normal hormonal balance. Now, just a glimpse of what is PCOD, exactly what happens in that. Like in a girl, when she's born, in her toddler, then teenager, then she attains her puberty or the first periods, what happens is once they start getting their periods, on when they have their regular cycles, around 14th or 13th day of their cycle, they would release a good quality female egg. And if the circumstances are favoring for pregnancy, and she might conceive. If not, she will have her periods after 14 days of her ovulation. But in case of polycystic ovarian disease, the main issue is the female egg would not mature adequately and there will not be ovulation, means there will not be release of the female egg. So the patients who are trying for conception, they would not be able to conceive, and the patients who want their regular cycles would not be getting their periods because there is no ovulation at all. Instead, as there is anovulation, there are certain hormonal disturbances which in fact aggravates anovulation in their next cycle. So this cycle will keep on going. Now whenever we want to stop this, when we want patients to conceive or to get a regular cycle, somewhere we have to put a break in this circle. Now how to go about it? Generally, polycystic ovarian disease or PCOD, what report we get in sonography report, it is not always a PCOS or it is not always abnormal. Generally, girls get scared when they see in the sonography report that there is polycystic ovaries. They come rushing thinking that I have a PCOD. No, PCOS is diagnosed by multiple factors, not only by sonography. One is by sonography, one is by their symptoms. They can present with like menstrual irregularities, they can be delayed cycles, they can be less flow in the periods, or when you get a periods after prolonged delay, that periods can get heavier. They can be acne, means lot of pimples, hair in unwanted area like facial hair, they can be black patches behind the neck. Patient can present with excessive weight gain or inability to lose weight. They can be loss of hair, they can be thinning of the scalp hair, and many more symptoms. So, and doctor also does your hormone test whenever, especially on second or third day of your periods, just to confirm whether it is actually a complicated polycystic ovarian syndrome or not. Poly means many, cystic means small water-filled cyst. These are seen in the ovary, and ovary size will also increase in PCOD patients. Now, understanding all this, let us see how to treat or how to cure or how to get out of it. Now, if you must have heard PCOS is a lifestyle disease. Is it so? No, it is not only purely lifestyle disease. There is a component of genetic predisposition in PCOS patients. So along with the genetic predisposition, when we have our bad lifestyles or the different lifestyle, then it gets more complicated and PCOS symptoms get predominated. Now, to make the things understand, now once the PCOD starts, maybe it might start immediately after puberty, or it can start somewhere like late 20s, or afterwards, after marriage, when they want to conceive, the PCOD might show up. Now, the presentation of every woman, depending upon her age, depending upon her requirement of reproductive capacity, the presentation changes, and accordingly doctor will evaluate, and accordingly the treatment would be started. So, I will try to explain as per the age criteria, so that it will be better for you all to understand, and you can decide which group you fall into and how to get yourself treated accordingly. So, first and foremost, after they attain puberty, like somewhere like 18 to 25 years of age, girls come with generally menstrual cycle irregularities. They are not sure when they are going to get cycles. They get lot of weight gain and other symptoms what I have mentioned before. PCO can be a obese PCO, PCO can be a lean PCO. Means PCOD can be there for a girl with a heavy BMI or also for a thin BMI. Now, the thin PCOS are little difficult to treat. They need little more extra efforts or extra exercise and extra energy to control their polycystic ovarian disease. Now, whenever you'll come with irregular cycles and these symptoms, we cannot jump into a conclusion that it is PCOD. Sometimes there can be other hormonal disturbances like some adrenal gland issues or thyroid issues which needs to be excluded with proper test and sonography. That for that reason you need to consult your doctor when it is irregular cycles. And once things are excluded, once it is confirmed as PCOD, now let's see how to treat that. The basic and most important reason and most important factor to treat PCOD is lifestyle changes. पेशेंट themselves they come and say डॉक्टर अभी हमने जॉब ज्वाइन किया तो नींद नहीं हो रहा है, स्ट्रेस बहुत है, वर्कआउट बिल्कुल नहीं हो रहा है, तो उसके बाद से मेरा पीरियड्स इरेग्युलर हो रहा है. सो द रीज़न इज ऑल एविडेंट. सो वी हैव टू रिवर्स दोज थिंग्स. The medicine comes secondary, important is lifestyle changes. The first will be the diet changes, a good exercise, very good sleep pattern and a stress-free life. Just let us take little time on discussing each issue in that. Now as a doctor, for us it is very easy to say आपको exercise करना पड़ेगा, आपको अच्छा diet करना पड़ेगा, but it is not as easy as said. So first point is diet. Now whenever you read or whenever you see in internet, you might see there are multiple types of diet available, so you will get confused obviously. So basic fact or most important gist of having a good diet, especially in PCOD, is first is you should have a balanced diet. More than the quantity of the food, the quality of the food is important. Instead of having like 3 standard meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner, you can split that meals so that your sugar levels are at good range, insulin resistance is also decreased, and there is less chance of weight gain and the remaining problems. So first thing, you split your meals, having small quantities, increase your green vegetables, increase quantity of vegetables, increase eating whole fruit, increase intake of nuts, soaked raisins in your diet. No junk foods, no processed food, no frozen foods at all. These are the basic things. If you follow, that will be very good. And most of the time in studies they have found out that vitamin D is quite less in PCOD patients. So your doctor might prescribe you certain supplements like a combination of inositol, vitamin D3, primrose oil and certain omega-3 fatty acids. No harm in taking that. Along with that, you must try to get a good sun bath in the early morning, 9 to like 8 to 10 or something. That will give you good vitamin D sources also. After the diet, most important factor is exercise. It is the treatment. How should you do the exercise? Now first is willpower. Is most important thing is willpower. You have to get out of your bed and get into the exercise routine. It can be in any form. Either you can do a brisk walk, you can do a running, you can do jogging, swimming, cycling, you can join any gym process, aerobics, dances, any form. You can have a combination of 2 or 3. It's just that till we get used to the exercise routine, it gets difficult. But once you get into it, you will start liking it, you'll have good energy, and every patient will see immediate relief after they get into a good exercise pattern. Their cycles most of the times gets back to regular, and at least if it is not regular, they'll have a proper 45-day cycle. Then it gets very easy for doctors to treat also. So exercise is the most important factor. Now third important factor is sleep. Yeah, you will be shocked to know that does sleep really matter in PCOD? Yes, if it is not completely, but yes. If you nowadays with long working hours and these schedule shifts, the sleep has gone haywire. So, but in spite of all this, we must make sure at least 6 to 7 hours of sound sleep. No gadgets before bedtime. You can do some meditation just before sleep so that you will feel better and you will have a good sleep. Because if the sleep is disturbed, the certain chemical mediators are changed in brain, they will disturb your ovulation process as well. So sleep is very, very important. The fourth important factor is stress. Stress is of many factors. It can be of your professional, your relationship wise, family related, health related, many things. But this, as much as it bothers your mental health, it affects and it worsens your PCOD also. So inculcate in meditation activities, yoga activities, whatever problems are there, you can find your trustworthy or your closed ones, talk to them, get out of those problems and try to keep yourself calm. Now, out of these, diet, exercise, stress, and sleep all should go hand in hand. If you just do diet, it won't help. If you do just exercising, doesn't help. Things should be in coordination. And we have seen so many patients, they conceive naturally after 6-7 years of infertility with PCOS once they get into these routines. So it is just not we are preaching to do all this. If you do, you will get the result. Now, other than this, the doctor's role comes here. Like till you get accustomed to this good lifestyle, this proper lifestyle patterns, we give you certain pills. Why? To control your hormone levels, to get your cycles in regular time, and till the time you get your routine properly. Because generally these pills are birth control pills. We cannot give it for lifelong. We can give it for 3 months or 6 months or maximum 1 year. So meantime you can improve your exercise routine. So these are pattern, or these is a treatment modality for these young girls who are like before marriage, who just want to consult for period irregularity or acne and other things. Now this second group of people is married couple. They know they have been having irregular cycles since recent long. Now they are trying for pregnancy but they're not able to conceive. And most common confusion is they say that हमें पहले periods regular करना है, then we want to try for pregnancy. Generally, if at all we want to regularize periods with pills, that has to be birth control pills. So when you are taking birth control pills, there's no ways you can conceive. So most important factor again here is diet, exercise, sleep and stress control. And along with that, we will help you out in conceiving as well. So initially you can spend some time for 3-4 months with your lifestyle. Simultaneously, it's not that if a lady has PCOD that is the only reason for infertility. There can be other reasons, like a male semen quality may not be good. We might have to look for your tubal factor. We might have to see for your uterus layer and how it is and all that. So these thyroid tests, prolactin tests, certain hormonal tests, so all that you can get it done. Once that is all clear, once we know that the polycystic ovarian disease is the reason for infertility, we can go ahead with the treatment accordingly. So first and foremost, once you start the exercise, there are certain medications called as ovulation induction medications, in which we give tablets in your initial cycles, like from 2nd day to 5th or 7th day of your periods, which will stimulate the ovaries or the andashay. It will stimulate the ovaries to mature eggs and to grow eggs. And once we see adequate size egg is grown, then which is monitored through sonography, then we'll tell you to take an injection with which the eggs would rupture, and then if you have a contact, it is very easy to it will be helping the couple to conceive. Other than this, if you have a good exercise routine and if you have started getting your cycle regularly, even this may not be required. There are certain ovulation kits available in market, which you have to do by simple urine test during that time to plan your ovulation, to time your ovulation, or to understand when are you going to ovulate, and accordingly you can have a timed intercourse so that the chances of conception will increase. Now, most of the couple get scared that if it is PCOD, then we might have to go, we may not conceive at all, or we might require IVF and higher level of treatment. No, it is not like that. If you have a disciplined approach, if you keep your other like diet and exercise and all that, you can conceive with these minimal treatment, like as I said, ovulation induction. Now, after ovulation induction with tablets, if it is not possible, then you might require certain injections. These are called as gonadotropin injections, which will more trigger the ovaries to cause good amount of female egg to be produced, so that conception will be easier. And certain times we might have to do a procedure called as IUI, or intrauterine insemination, if there is associated male factor or if there is associated problems in the semen quality as well. Now, After all IUI, still if you are not able to conceive, you need not get disheartened. There are other methods like the laparoscopic procedure where the small holes will be made in the ovaries to puncture these cysts so that the hormones will get under control and it will be easier to conceive successively with milder form of treatment. If nothing works out, then there is IVF where we give certain injections and we try to controlled ovarian stimulation. A lot of eggs will be formed and that will be taken out by ovum picker procedure, and the test tube baby would be made prepared and the embryo would be transferred into the uterus. So there are multiple options for PCOD. You need not worry at all. Only thing, the major problem what happens is the girls know that they have irregular cycles, they get married and they try for 2-3 years and then they come back to us. So by then already lot of time would be wasted. So a take home message will be, whenever you know young girls, maybe before marriage only, that you have irregular cycles, you have these problems, get things corrected earliest so that as and when you plan for pregnancy there will not be a problem. Now, once is it that the you have conceived by whatever treatment or with your lifestyle changes, very good, and is it a full stop there? No. PCOD is a lifetime problem. It is a it can go into metabolic disorder. It can be there even afterwards. So after you have 2 kids, after your family is completed, you shouldn't stop your treatment or your daily life activities. You have to continue, because even after like 35-40, once the family is completed, ladies come to the clinic saying that our cycles are irregular, there is excessive weight gain, there is tiredness, mood swings and loss of hair. These are also extended symptoms of PCOD. These also needs to be treated, and again I'm telling you, again it is by lifestyle changes, basically by exercise, diet, good sleep and stress-free life and nice meditation. What is the importance of continuing this lifelong? Because a PCOD patients, when they get pregnant, there are chances for pregnancy induced diabetes mellitus and its related side effects. So getting your hormones corrected before pregnancy is very important. And after like late 40s also, there are studies saying that a patient with PCODs are higher chances of getting diabetes mellitus post 40 or post 50. There are chances of uterine cancers or endometrial hyperplasias, endometrial carcinomas. So when we know that, why can't we treat it and get ourselves corrected at the earliest? Everyone knows, there are sometimes girls come and say, doctor, we are doing workout, but there's no effect, there's no relief with our symptoms, or there's no regularization of the cycle. So what has to be done at that time? That means the activity you are doing is not sufficient. You will have to increase the workout level either by duration or by intensity. So how you can do? Maybe initially you would be just doing a walking. Now you might have to do a bit of jogging or bit of running. How do you know that your whatever exercise or diet or whatever treatment you are following is successful or not? First, by symptoms. Your symptoms will be better. Cycle might start getting regularized. And second thing, the hormonal parameters. The hormonal test, what we do on the initial days of cycle, we might have to repeat it again and again to see how is the hormone check and how are you responding to the treatment, and accordingly we can modify the treatment as well. All said and done, we know that it has a genetic predisposition, it has lifestyle changes. Can we prevent PCOD is the biggest question. So it is a well-known fact that prevention is always better than cure. So how can we do that? Whether down the line over 10-15 years, can we reduce the incidence of PCOS? Yes, definitely we can reduce the incidence of PCOS. But how? The target population will be the young girls, like teenage girls, or maybe pre-pubertal age group. We have been seeing there's a lot of incidence of childhood obesity. Kids are plumpier in their, after 8 years of age, they are very obese, they're plumpier. Why is it happening? Again it comes back to diet and exercise. Our pattern of diet has changed. We are more into processed food, frozen food, packaged food, chips, junk foods and all that. We have to put a full stop for that. If we want a healthier generation ahead, we have to put a full stop for that. We have to tell them the importance of good diet. In our family, we have to inculcate a good diet system. We should have a great menu at our kitchen. That is the first thing. Generally, what happens, the kids are involved in sport activities in their school days or primary or higher school days. As soon as they reach their 10th or 12th, then the parents' pressure will be there for studies or academics, and then they stop their sport activities. That is very, very wrong. At least every child should have one sport activities which they will continue further. It should, whatever said and done, they should not stop it, because doing exercise not only helps in preventing these disorders or these diseases, it also gives them confidence. It also helps them to do better in their academics or school activities as well. Second major breakdown of the activities or exercise happens is when you go into college or when you go into your work pattern, because again you get busy with your career. No, there also you should make sure that you are in continuation with the exercise pattern and good diet system. And then last but not the least, again, stress management in all stages of life. The stress has become a part and parcel of our life, but we need to learn how to overcome that, how to be confident, how to tackle situation, how it comes. It will help us in long way. So thank you so much. Anyone has any doubts, queries, you can put on the comment box. Yeah, there's a question on milk can be taken in PCOD. Yes, milk is not an absolute contraindications to take in PCOD. You can instead of milk you can take lot of, like, curd is very good, and milk also is good. It's not like you should not take milk in PCOD, is not that way. But don't take with sugar or don't take with caffeine, or a lot of tea intake is not advisable, obviously. Thank you so much. If any doubts, any queries ahead, you can contact us. Treatment for PCOD. We have been talking about treatment of PCOD. Again, to sum up or summarize to answer your question, PCOD treatment depends upon what stage of PCOD you are in, depending upon age group, like whether it is pre-marriage or is it for conception or is it post-conception. Accordingly, the treatment will vary. Generally, as I've already told 10 times in the presentation, it is basically about diet, a good exercise, stress-free life, and a nice sleep, and little bit additional medications from doctors. There's another question. If I take oral pill for treatment, my weight was increased. How can I manage? Yes, you're right. Oral pills have a side effect of weight gain. That is because they do contain hormone pills. But nowadays we have very good low dose oral contraceptive pills which generally doesn't cause weight gain. So increase in weight you cannot blame on oral pill directly. It is because again you might have to intensify your exercise, you might have to be more vigilant on your diet, so then you can control your weight. That's why I'm telling again and again, oral pill we cannot give for long. There's no point in taking oral pill for long. You have to manage with your lifestyle. किसी को इजीली होगा, किसी को थोड़ा हार्ड वे में होगा, किसी को हाफ एन आवर का एक्सरसाइज में होगा, किसी को मे बी 1 आवर 2 आवर करना पड़ेगा, बट यू विल हैव टू डू दैट. Another question is, Association of metabolic disease with PCOD. Yes, obviously there is very good association of metabolic diseases with PCOD. What are metabolic diseases? Metabolic diseases are basically diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol. These are the metabolic disease. There is well known association. That's why we are promoting on prevention and early treatment of PCOD so that we can prevent metabolic diseases ahead. Yeah, 5 years of marriage with one of the tube blocked in HSG. Um, but is the whether PCOS confirmed or is it only a tubal factor? Even in case PCO with tubal factor, we'll have to see why the tube is blocked. Is there any evidence of infection? And if other tube is open in HSG very well and there is a PCOD, you can still conceive very easily. Generally, they'll have to take ovulation induction medications or injection. Then you can go for IUI when the other side ovary is showing ovulation. For example, if the left tube is blocked, you start a medication. Whenever there is ovulation from right side, you can go for a procedure called as IUI. Very good. Congratulations on that. It really feels good when patient comes back and says, yes, I have worked out lot, exercise and has helped me. It really feels good. And you must continue it. See, BMI means it is basically body mass index. Generally, people say that I am 60 kg, is it overweight? I am 80 kg, is it overweight? So, it is not with the weight you decide whether you're overweight or whether it is you're obese. There is a correlation between height and weight, and accordingly, we decide whether the person is undersized or whether the BMI is normal or there is obesity or over BMI. That is basically we calculate in terms of weight in kg divided by height in meter square and we get in value. Generally BMI should be between 18 to 25, that is optimal. Never let your BMI cross beyond 25. Hi doctor, I have severe PCOS from last few years and overweight. Married for 4 years without conception. Tried 4 cycles of OI with no success. Is ovarian drilling the option? Yeah, I would like to know your age and other factors also. See, you know severe PCOS is a reason, that's okay. But meanwhile, you try to check out your husband's semen factors. You can get a HSG done. Okay. If both are well, you can go for ovarian drilling along with the, again and again I'm telling you, along with lifestyle changes. You will have to join some gym to reduce your weight first. Meanwhile, you get your husband's semen analysis and get an HSG done. And after that, you can go for IUI cycle. If that doesn't work out, then you can go for ovarian drilling. And again, ovarian drilling is not the final treatment. It will just help you or it will accelerate in the process of ovulation. That is not the final treatment. Final treatment again comes back to lifestyle changes and ovulation induction medications. Age is 35. Okay. Still you are not too late. Really not too late. Quickly get back to your exercise routine. Try. Your aim should be to reduce your BMI to normal. Meanwhile, get these things done. Then it will be very easy to treat you. First and foremost, I'll tell you, any infertile couple, because of PCOD, if you're not able to conceive, don't get disheartened. There are multiple ways you can get conceived, provided you have your willpower to have good lifestyle and also you have patience to conceive. You might require frequent visit to doctors. Doctor also, it's like human body is not like a machine. We can give you treatment stepwise only. We'll give you step 1 treatment. If that doesn't work out, we have to go to step 2. So patience from the side of doctor as well as patient is very much important. So don't get disheartened. Understand what hormonal changes you are going through, what you can do at the earliest for it, and then go ahead. Ma'am, is insulin resistance develops due to PCOD or PCOD because of diabetes mellitus? See, I had told you initially only the genetic factor and the lifestyle changes causes insulin resistance. Now, because of insulin resistance, the ovaries shows polycystic appearance. Now, because of polycystic appearance, there are certain hormones which are increased called as LH or luteinizing hormone, that again causes insulin resistance. So this cycle keeps on continuing. Now, how to reduce insulin resistance, which is the first point what I have told you. How to reduce? Again, exercise, medications, like there is certain medication called as glycomet or metformin. Ladies who are already taking, you must be knowing, that will reduce insulin resistance, and so somewhere we can put a break in this entire cycle. How to do block 1 tube and also PCOD. See, age is quite low. One option is you can go for 1 or 2 cycles of ovulation induction with IUI of the whenever ovulation happens in the other tube, or you can go for a laparoscopic procedure. Most sometimes, at least say 60 to 70% of the time, HSG shows blockage. It may be because a very small block in the tube, or during the procedure of HSG, the patient, when they get pain or when they get panic, the tube goes into spasm. So in HSG, it might show blockage of tube, but when we do laparoscopy, we can open up the tube, or we might see both the tubes are open. So there are many cases, almost 60% of the time that does happen, and her age is still less. So don't worry. Ovulation induction and IUI for 2 cycles, then she can go back to laparoscopy and see what is the status of the tube exactly. And get a hormonal evaluation done if it is not been done for PCOD, just to know the severity of it. See, for blockage of tube, whenever you see in HSG, the second step would be laparoscopy. Laparoscopy means there will be a daycare procedure, like 1 day procedure, where doctor will put a scope or a durbin inside the patient's tummy, and will inject a dye from down, and we see how is the uterus, how are the ovaries, and whether tubes are actually blocked or not. So just because there is blockage of 1 tube in X-ray, don't worry. Go for further treatment. You can go for laparoscopy. It is quite safe. And simultaneously, if there is a PCOD, we can do drilling also along with the tubal testing. It is quite common to show blockage in HSG. Don't worry. Laparoscopy can be, if you consult a gynecologist or infertility specialist near your place and you show them X-ray report, let them see the HSG first, whether it is really a possibility of blockage or not, and then they'll do the laparoscopy procedure. It is done in most of the hospitals. It is called as diagnostic laparoscopy and tubal testing. And certain times, if it is a small blockage, we can even try something called as recannulation, that is opening up the tube also. That also we can try. If there is a blockage in HSG, that is not end of it. There is much more advances in treatment. Don't worry. USG is mandatory to look for PCOD. because ideally there are certain organizations from gynecologist side, they say either you see in USG, or you see patient symptoms, or you see in the blood test. So out of three, even if two are come positive, then you can say it is a PCOD. And PCOD and PCOS, the difference will be, PCOD is the presentation in sonography, like you see big sized ovaries, you see, as I've told you, poly means many, cyst means water filled cavity. So you see bulky, big sized water filled cavities in the uterus, that is PCOD, that is seen in sonography. Polycystic ovarian syndrome is, along with the sonography features, patient has complaints, patient has the symptoms what I mentioned already, periods irregularities, acne, weight gain, then it becomes PCOS. So as a common man perspective or as a patient perspective, you need not worry much about the difference between PCOD or PCOS. You just concentrate on exercise and diet. See, it is very difficult to say who is the best gynecologist. Wherever you stay, I don't know which area do you stay. Wherever you stay, you can inquire in your friend circle or family and select a gynecologist. Trust the doctor, give them time, you will get the result. If you ask a gynecologist who is the best gynecologist, I would say I am the best gynecologist. Don't worry. I cannot see any more questions. Thank you so much for your participation. It was a great time. If any more queries, you can always put up in the comment box. I'll try to answer as and when time permits. Thank you so much for your time. And you would get a contact number of the hospital. For any queries, you can approach us.